The cut between the Franconia and Presidential mountain ranges was originally called the White Mountain Notch. The discovery of the notch is attributed to Timothy Nash in 1771. The story goes that he was tracking a moose one day to the north of the notch. He saw a gap in the distant mountains and thought it might be the route mentioned in Native American stories. He packed up and hiked through all the way to Portsmouth, where he told Governor John Wentworth about it. The governor made him a deal that if he could get a horse through the notch, he would grant him a large piece of land on the condition that Nash would start building it into a road. Nash and his friend managed to get a very docile farm horse through the notch, at times having to lower it over boulders with ropes. The deal was kept, and the first road was basically a simple trail. This opened the door for easier trade north to south and also invited the beginning of tourism into the White Mountains. Driving in. Today I have come to Dry River Campground, coming on this little tiny trail to see the river. I have a feeling there's more over there. How to get across. So right now I'm just walking down to see if the restroom with running water is open, because it has been a mystery to me whether this campground is actually open or not, because I know you can camp here year-round and I paid my reservation online, but I don't know. It does look like, I mean, it's very well booked up, you know, and it does look like there might be a ranger, like the little office was open, just nobody was there. That was so low. Wait, another one. That was awesome. That was so low. Just came out of the bathroom. It was open, running water, hot water, showers functional. I'd say this campground's open. And just a few steps beyond that restroom is looking up at that. I believe that might be the Frankenstein Cliff area, and that's the road 302. There's a trail that goes up there too, and it's labeled danger, danger, Frankenstein Cliff. And there's beautiful waterfalls back in there. Anyway, right by the road there's parking, and then these day use sites, just picnic sites next to the restroom. Alright, when you first come in, you have this road going to the right, which is parallel to the highway. And then you have this little road going off to the left that goes to the small loop. It is 3:30. I'm super tired, very warm, and it's toss up between lay down or go for a walk. A walk with a heavy backpack. Earlier I mentioned that Timothy Nash is credited for discovering the notch, but it's not named the Nash Notch. It's named the Crawford Notch. That's because of the Crawford family. About 20 years later is when Abel Crawford moved from Vermont to the Bretton Woods area, and shortly thereafter moved right into the notch about where the Notchland Inn is today. He built a cabin and developed it into a farm. He settled in with his family and cut trails up the mountains. Abel and his son Ethan must have been quite outgoing, as they were basically the fathers of tourism and guiding in the region. The impressive railroad is a story for another day, but that wasn't constructed for another 100 years, which was also long after the days of the Willey family, which I will tell you about later. Maybe this is why it's called the Dry River. This is such an interesting terrain because it looks like the whole area is a big riverbed in a way. Just coming back into camp now. I see my car is still here. The chipmunks didn't drive it off somewhere. It's about 5:30 and a lot of people are now arriving at the campground. It has kind of an exciting feeling, like everyone's coming home. And I am headed over for a quick shower. The shower was so good. I had a nice little rest in the tent and now I'm feeling very relaxed. The wind is blowing through the notch at about 15 to 20 miles per hour, but this hasn't stopped anyone from making a campfire, and the whole campground smells excellent. Campfires and dinner smells. And that's what I'm going to work on also, but I thought I would give the river one more try. There's blue here. There's blue here. And there's blue over there. Only that one rock, there's no way. This is what got me stuck earlier. Because it's so flat. The water is just going everywhere, not just in one riverway. You kind of see back in there the open sky. I guess I'm going back because I can't find a way across to the open area. Sun-dried tomato. For the record, adding the tomato at the end was the best idea because it's wonderful. The pesto is so flavorful and the sun-dried tomatoes are good. Of course the cheese, but that tomato at the end pulls it all together. This might be my only night photo. The moon approaching Frankenstein Cliff. This video is going to sleep a little bit differently because I'm not out there taking any pictures of the stars. It is 9 p.m. I am in my tent for the night and the campground is very quiet, but I don't have an easy vantage point and I'm really tired. So I'll probably just listen to a book on Audible on my phone for a short while and fall asleep, and hopefully I can make a bright start tomorrow. I decided not to have a fire, but to just break down camp, have breakfast, and head out to that waterfall. Alright, I'm all packed up. My campsite is clean. I am driving a mile up the road to the trailhead for Ripley Falls. Ripley Falls Trail. Oh, and there's a sign for the 8. Wow, what a beautiful trailhead. This is beautiful. The water is way down there. I like when you get the feeling of being on a big hike in the big mountains, even though I just parked 5 minutes ago. And this is a short, easy hike. I see it. Ooh. Wow, it's so beautiful. Ripley Falls cascades 100 feet, and it's coming off of Avalanche Brook. On the other side, I see a sign for the Ripley Falls Trail, but that trail had mixed reviews because some people had a very hard time crossing the water, and I'm not sure if they meant this water or later on as you approach the other falls. I mean, today it looks like you could easily go right across to that trail. I've seen the Ripley Falls a couple times, and it is amazing. So a good one to do, but I'm not going to do that one today. This is my first time to Ripley Falls, and I love it. They say waterfalls produce negative ions, which is good for your health. That was awesome, but I guess I'm heading back out. And I'm back to the car. First of all, apricot, dates, my favorite, and cashew nuts. I'm healthy at the beginning of the day, and as the day goes on, I lose it. I eat sugar. So, the Saco River Trail connects the Willey House Site, Webster Cliff Trail, the Appalachian Trail, the Dry River Trail, the Dry River Campground, with easy to moderate grades along the valley floor. That's kind of what I was trying to do yesterday. Here it is. Ooh. Says there are 2 short, easy walks across the road from the Willey house. During the fall of 1825, Samuel Willey Jr. of Bartlett moved into a small house in the heart of Crawford Notch with his wife, 5 children, and 2 hired men. The first year, the 3 men enlarged and improved the house, which the family operated as an inn to accommodate travelers through the mountains on the desolate Notch Road. The little cluster of buildings was situated in the shadow of what is now called Mount Willey. In June, following a heavy rain, the Willeys were terrified when they witnessed a great mass of soil and vegetation torn loose from the mountainside across the river slide in a path of destruction to the valley floor. In August 1826, after a long drought which had dried the mountain soil to an unusual depth, came one of the most violent and destructive rainstorms ever known in the White Mountains. The Saco River rose 20 feet overnight. Livestock was carried off, farms were set afloat, and great gorges were cut in the mountains. 2 days after the storm, anxious friends and relatives penetrated the debris-strewn valley to learn the fate of the Willey family. The house had escaped damage because it was apparently situated just below a ledge and boulders that divided the major slide into 2 streams of debris. But they went inside, where beds appeared to have been left hurriedly. A Bible lay on the table, and the dog howled mournfully. The dog was okay. Mr. and Mrs. Willey, 2 children, and both hired men were found nearby, crushed in the wreckage of the slide. Their bodies were buried near the house and later moved to Conway. But 3 other children were never found. Whatever the circumstances of the tragedy, it has endowed this part of the White Mountains with a legend enhanced by the awesome crags which rise guardian over the site of the former Willey home. I guess this might be the right place to end this video journey. I enjoyed staying at Dry River Campground, and I especially enjoyed learning more about the history of this region. Alright, when you first come in, you have this road going to the right, which is parallel to the highway. And then you have this little road going off to the left that goes to the small loop. There's one right next to the entry. Yes, 27 and all of these here are right next to that highway. It's all relative. One person might hate the highway noise, but another person might really appreciate the space there. Okay, we've come down the entrance road, and this is the parking area for people who choose a platform site, and they're tucked back in there. I can see platform 4 from here, and I can't quite see the others. I do see a picnic table. Right across from their parking is 29. So there is a cute little brook running right through here, which is a lovely sound. It can't overpower the highway, but we'll see. I really wonder what that highway noise will be like at night. This is the path to platforms 4, 5, and 6. Not very far at all. Here we have platform number 4. I'm not sure which oh yeah, I see that one beyond. Can you see there's a platform right there beyond, and that's platform number 2. And there's a platform there. And then I don't know if you can see a tent right over there. I don't want to go towards their area too far. Platform 3. Now looking back from where I had just come across, there was 4. And then back in the woods a bit further, 1 and 2. Platform site 1, and just beyond platform 2. The next are 2 and 3. I'm not going very close because they're occupied. They appear to know each other. Set back. Little space from 2 and 3. And I can see the tent at what I presume is 5. And a 1.5 minute walk to the excellent restroom facility and dishwashing center. Some water and a dishwashing area. Number 5, tucked back in just a tad. I already hear the river beyond. Someone is occupied with a tent, but they are out at the moment, right across from the restroom. But look at that amazing view. Not a bad sight, actually. 5. Number 6. Standard site expectations. Little glimpse of the Webster Cliff side back there. Can't really hear the river from here. 2-minute walk to the restroom. Technically neighbors right across, but not bad. And then this big buffer here, and a decent amount of trees there before we come to number 7. Number 7? I really like number 7. Good pull-in, buffer here, buffer there, and no neighbor directly across. Kind of can see the cliff, but so many trees right now. Couple minutes to the restroom, and here's the rest of that road heading toward the loop. Number 8. Pull through. Hear the breeze. I see my car at the next one, number 9. Outhouse across from 22 at the beginning of the loop. Number 9. That'd be me. I'll show you more of mine when I'm camping, right? Directly across from number 10, which is not reserved. Number 10 is right at the V of where this loop begins and ends. And right across from 9 is right across from 10. This is 12 and 13, a joint site, as it were. I mean, same driveway, and it, it looks like they know each other. Only there's only one person there. Starting to hear the river more now that I'm approaching 14. Site open tonight only. That's an excellent sign they've put there to help someone who drives in. Nice pull-in, big space. I see the ranger has arrived. He's going around the loop. Waved, and I waved. Ooh, river sound picking up now. It's occupied with the tent. Nice pull-in, excellent river sounds. Good trees, little bit view of the cliff there. Good buffer from the next neighbor. And super higher rating from me, because as I look around, I do not see a whole bunch of people. Right across from 16. 16 is occupied up a small little hill there, but then looks pretty level. Big tent. Excellent river sounds. Excellent. I would take that site for sure. And now we come to what is probably the best site here, but I can't go in there because someone's there. It's 16B. So 16B is the closest to the river. Pull back in there, and they have a lean-to. Oh, I can't even see it. I hear the river so loud. Oh, there's the lean-to right there. Ooh, I want 16B. Yeah. What do we have here? 17? Aw, doggy. 17, good river sounds coming around the cliff. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay. Oh man. 18, oh man. No can do. Oh, there's a trail, people coming down it. This is where I want to go on a walk. 19? What's going on at 19? Very small. Where would you put your tent? What? Looks like a dried up creek bed right there. Kind of beautiful in here. Like a magical forest right at 19 next to the trail. 20. Not sure about this trash in the tree thing going on here. 20 is a big site. 20 is good. Because nobody across from 20. Nobody really next to 20. 19's way over there. You can see this one, but no one's ever going to take them. And then an okay buffer to this 21 right here. 21. 21's buffer. Platform 7. Interesting. Interesting. Let's just go. It's open. I don't remember seeing this one on the list. You could put your tent in the dirt there, but why would you when there's a cool platform right here? A little bit of buffer to the road, which you cannot see, but you can hear. A very good buffer to the neighbor that way, but Right. This is 22. Next to number 23, and here's their buffer of trees. Decent trees before the road. That little structure, if you can see, is an outhouse. There's a water spigot there. And this is the beginning of a loop, one-way traffic, and then exiting here. Directly across from number 8. 23. Cliff in the background. Beautiful pull-in. Little bit more buffer to the road, but I see a car going by. Actually a nice site. Big buffer here. Nobody, well, kind of there's some in there. I don't know. It's not bad. 25. Technically right next to the restroom, but great buffer of trees there. And a little bit of a pullback right next to the highway. And right next to this neighbor who is 24. But honorable mention to site 25. Unfortunately right next to the bathroom and lights, but there's a pathway right out here to the road and this view of the sky and the cliffs. 26. Right next to the exit. 27. Office, highway, cliff, 27, space, next neighbor, little outhouse. 28. 29, tucked between the road and the platform parking. I can also see the next neighbor is 30. 30. Very beautiful trees here. Definitely some highway noise, but nobody across, and a little bit down from the parking area. Oh, and then 31 is simply the culmination of this road, which is interesting because what if someone drives down this way and then has to turn around? 31 has a little more buffer from the road, although I still see it. Bit of space here from 30. Space, 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 space. A pathway that presumably goes towards a river. Can catch a glimpse of your platform neighbor over there. It's 31. And looking out from 31 all the way back down the road.